So in the last months I made videos about the new additions to the VCV library, but I have to be honest, they're just too much to keep track of. So maybe highlighting 5 modules that I thought are fun to experiment with for this month until next month, just concentrating on them and trying to use them more often instead of bombarding you and myself with too much to handle. So let me know what you think about this concept. Let me know what modules you discovered recently and fell in love with. And let's really start with the first module. This one is the new sequencer from JW, the NoteSeqFu, which is really similar to the NoteSeq, but it has 4 independent playheads that can play back the sequence in all sorts of ways. And I have here a few voices that we will use together with the sequencer. So I have an FM voice with the FM operator, I have Terrorform from Valley, Kitchen Sink, and the complex oscillator from Liveform Modular. So let's really clock the sequencer, and you can see we have 4 colors, 4 different playheads. And by the way, also the clock from JW got a nice update recently. Now we can choose the output of the main clock. So I have it set to 16th notes. So it's basically multiplied by 4, which is quite useful. Okay, so let's go, you know what, a bit slower. Let's say 97. Okay, so now you can see we have 4 colors, we have 4 playheads. Let's enter a sequence. Let's do something like this, for example. Maybe it will go up a bit and then down, and then here maybe something like this, and here this note. Okay, so we have a sequence. Of course, you can do whatever you want. You can also use this for drums, by the way. There's also drums mode, which is also quite interesting. So let's start with the first voice. I will take the pitch information. In this case, I will not use the gates. It will just drone. And let's see. Oh, sorry, this one here also. Okay. So first of all, I can change the octave separately from the other sequencers. I can also change the length, but let's leave the first sequence as it is. Of course, here I can add FM a bit and feedback, but let's already connect the second sequence, and let's have a listen to this. Take this also an octave down. Let's take maybe all of them for now an octave down. So already we get something different. What we can do is let it play in reverse. So now look at the yellow one is going left. Already we get something nice. I'm sorry, okay, but let's already add some reverb to this. Oh yeah. And now, the second sequencer, the yellow one, is not only going in reverse, but it's also playing just 31 steps out of 32. So let's make it even less, make it 26 steps. So you see it will start from here and will go to the left, all the other ones are going to the right. Let's add another voice with kitchen sink. Oh yes, let's make it play even slower so we can divide only this playhead, let's say by 2. And let's make it that it will start from, let's say, step 10 and it will go until step 20, so it will play only 10 steps. Oh yeah. Let's change here from Terrorform. Let's go also with FM. I like FM. And here we have a built-in wave folder on the kitchen sink from Squinky Labs. Really nice module. Oh yeah. And now let's add a nice bass with the complex oscillator. Here I see it's a bit clipping. Let's do something like this. Okay, with the complex oscillator we'll add another playhead. Let's do this. And here I can take the octaves on the oscillator itself, but I can take it also here down. And again, let's have it play the whole thing, the whole length of the sequence, but we will make it play ping pong and divided by, let's say, 3. nice hypnotizing sequence. I have here also, by the way, the 8FO that we will use to modulate some of the parameters of the oscillators just to get some movement. So first of all, let's set it to slow. By the way, if you don't know the 8FO, this is a really nice module to use. So it will output one LFO, but in different phases. So you can see one is going up, one is going down. So we can create really nice movement. Let's also take the offset all the way up, so we get a unipolar signal. It will start at 0 and go up to 10 volts instead of negative positive 5. Okay, and now let's start modulating, for example, the depth. Let's make it even slower, but... And let's jump one output and modulate the wave of terraform. And here we can modulate the shape. And here we can modulate, for example, the... Let's go with the FM. I have to send this also to the mod. No. Okay. This is nice. And again, this is one sequence and 4 different playheads. You get a really nice vibe, really relaxing and meditative vibe from it. But of course you can do all sorts of different things. You can use it for drums. You can create also a few sequences. You have here also polyphony, if I zoom in a bit. So you can use it also polyphonically. Of course you can also use it polyphonically just like this if you want without the output. So you can just say that each one of the sequences have, for example, or has 8 voices, for example. We can also randomize everything. I will not do it now, but you can also, just like on the note sequencer, you can also shift it up and down and get a different sequence. Of course, you can also choose your scale. You can activate, just like on the note sequencer, the life mode, the game of life, which moves, everything is organic and moving. So again, really nice sequencer to experiment with. Oh yeah. By the way, each of the playheads you can tune also differently in semitones. Okay, so this was the first module. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next module is the Psi OP from Feller Fabrik. Really nice percussive voice. It's based on a hardware module. But interesting enough, the developer stated that he or she never used the original module, the hardware module, so it's basically inspired by, let's say. Okay, so this is the module itself. I have here also the sequencer from Vox Glitch, which is quite cool because you have 6 channels that you can use for gates and CV, modulation, pitch, whatever you want. So let's really start. Let's again trigger this, what happened here with the clock. Let's trigger this. And let's have a length, let's say of, let's say 15 steps. I don't know, 15 steps. Let's send the gate to trigger this module, and let's say something like this. You can hear it's quite FM-y. You can change here. Oh, this I like more. The release of oscillator B. Or operator 1 and 3 actually. So there are 4 operators here, and this is the operator 2 and 4. And we can change also the FM algorithm, so it's all about FM here. And change the ratio and feedback. And we can set also the end frequency and how quickly it will go there. Oh. And there are different waveforms. '63 wave combinations. Okay, so let's really start Okay, by the way, there is also accent and choke, but let's really start modulating stuff. Let's have here a sequence of, let's say, 24 steps. This is sequence 2. Let's start, actually, you know what, with sequence 1. Let's go with release A. So let's set it a bit lower, and let's say here I want more release, less release, and here maybe full, and here a bit less. Oh yeah. Very cool. Let's have it also a bit quicker, let's say 145. Maybe add a few more steps here. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh. And we can change the ratio. This is harsh. Let's see a different algorithm. Oh. This is a weird one. Let's add just a bit of reverb because it's a bit too dry here for me. Okay, just a bit. Maybe not so many high frequencies. Okay, let's see. This needs a lot of reverb. Okay, let's use track 2 to modulate with the CV output. Let's say the release. No, this I don't like it. Let's take the release all the way down and let's see. Because it has a different amount of steps, it will not always sit together with the... Okay, this is too much, I see. This is weird. This is a weird one. No, I don't like the release of B. Let's change the speed. Oh yeah, now it's more movement. You know what? Let's add some crunch to the sound with Vakumba from Hora. Let's try and make something fun out of this. Let's see. Oh yeah. And just a bit maybe. A bit of Okay, now we can add also accents. So let's go with number 3. Let's have a sequence of 7 steps and have, let's say, 1 and 4. And we can also choke it. So let's go to number 4. So it will stop playing when the trigger is coming in here. Now we are in number 4. Let's go with, I don't know, 2017. Okay. Maybe not one after the other. Okay, something like this. Maybe not so often. And I know what will help us even further, some chronoblob. Let's see, let's sync it with the clock first of all, of course. Not this one here. Let's take the wet all the way down for now. Maybe ping pong, let's take it down a bit, this is a bit too much. Maybe here down. Okay, let's see. Something like this maybe. Okay, let's use another sequence and see what happens. We will use here, let's go with 32 and I will just draw something here. Really nice sequencer, this digital sequencer, because you can use it for all sorts of things. Okay, this will go to the waves, let's say. Oh man. Okay, this is for sure, this is something in the right click menu you have also speed ramp looping and DC filter, which is always good. So this is for sure something to experiment with and create all sorts of things. Yeah, I don't know, it can get noisy, but it can be fun also. Okay, so this was Psi OP from Feller Fabrik. Okay, the next module is the looper from Lilac, which is a quite interesting looper actually. It's quite simple, but it's effective. So here I have the kitchen sink. I'm just playing it with my keyboard, just so I can play some notes. And already something that is a bit of a shame, if you can see I have the kitchen sink going to the looper and also to the mixer, because the sound will not go through also when recording. So you cannot monitor what you are doing, you have to use another cable for this. But other than this, it's working perfectly fine. So let's try and record some notes. I will just start the recording. You have some reverb, of course. And now we can stop the recording, and now it will start playing it back. And we can also overdub, so if I click it again, you can see it's yellow. Just like this. Here's the other sound. Very cool. And of course we can add another one. Let's take the octave maybe down. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Now record another one. So we have another layer. Of course you have to watch your levels, but it's quite cool. And of course it has also CV inputs, so you can basically automate this and create all sorts of glitchy weird things with it by sequencing randomly or not randomly the recording and stopping and erasing. For drum loops, for example, it can work really well. Is there something in the right click menu? No. Okay, so this is the module. Again, I wish that we could monitor the output, but it's not so bad in VCV. I mean, you just take another cable. You don't need a splitter or anything. Yeah, so the looper from Lilac, I guess. Okay, the next module is the box of revelation from Frequency Domain, which is a 3D stereo filter. with many different models, quite interesting. So let's check it out a bit. We have here 2 Blick oscillators. Let's create a nice sequence with the modulo sequencer. Let's go with, let's say D, F, B flat, and have here another D, let's say. Okay, and let's see how it sounds like. This will modulate both oscillators and they will go to the filter. And let's have a listen. Let's change the sequence a bit. This is a bit... maybe even have more notes. Okay, something like this. And now we can... Oh yeah, this is hot. We have a 2-pole low pass, but have a look here, we have also Y and Z. In this case I don't think it's doing anything, the Z. But we have many different, this is really loud, many different models, for example, with 2 peaks. Oh man. Low pass and high pass and high pass. And high pass in parallel. Look at this, look at this. And you can move in a 3D box. Oh man. And then you have vowel cube. A, E, I, and O. Maybe it has to be. Let's start modulating some things. Heavy caudal. Let's start modulating things randomly inside the box of revelation. Oh, format notcher. So something I did notice here, as you can see, the levels from one model to the other are quite different, so you have to watch yourself. Oh man. High red. Ooh, just like this. So you have to be careful with the levels. You can load the model cube file, which is interesting. I don't know what it's doing, but it's interesting. Oh man, look at this, look at this. See how it's doing in audio rates. Noisy. Saturated low pass and high pass. Let's go with planets. Oh, satisfaction not guaranteed. Okay, so really cool, really interesting filter, stereo filter. You can get really interesting results here, as you can see. Oh, let's modulate also the waves of Blick. Pulse width as well. Oh. Upside down cake. I like cakes. Okay, so this was Box of Revelation from Frequency Domain. So here we have another really interesting sequencer, the Neutrinode from Shebang. We have 4 nodes and we can enter all sorts of points here, and you can see there's movement. And this is actually what will create the triggers and the pitch information. I do wish there was a way to sync it somehow or reset with the clock, so you can use those really interesting rhythms it creates with the rest of your patch, but also without it, it's nice. Let's already change this to minor, so it has also a built-in quantizer. And I have here 3 voices. This will output polyphonic signals, by the way, so I use 3 polyphonic voices. I have here Plats, which is in VCV polyphonic. In FM mode, I have here another FM voice with the FM operator, and I have here another FM voice with Terraform. As you can see, I like FM. So let's start with the first voice. I will use the gates, and now I can send it also to the mixer and the pitch information. And as I will listen. This is the purple one. And again, we can add even more, create all sorts of. Oh yeah. And now the pitch here will be according to the size of this point here. You can see this is bigger than the other one. So the bigger, the lower the note, or we can do this through position. So where it is on this grid. Let's have another voice. Let's see. This is the blue one. And we can have it maybe here. Yeah. Let's do something like this. Add some reverb, of course. This is a bit too high, okay. So really interesting rhythms. Again, really meditative and hypnotizing. Let's add another voice with Terraform. So let's do something like this. Oh yeah. This is this blue one, I guess. Bright blue. Cayenne. No, is it Cayenne? I don't know. Let's take it somewhere here, far away from the others. This one is a loner. And maybe have a bit more release and maybe an octave down. Or decay. Oh yeah. And you can just add and change the rhythms, really interesting rhythms. You can also change the octaves I see from here. And you can but you can also activate those nodes here that will start moving. So let's do this, and you can change the speed. Let's make it a bit slower, let's see. To get something really nice and generative. Okay, they are going down here. Let's take it. Okay. Really nice. Oh, they're colliding also. So this is the collision here in the right-click menu. You can turn it off. So they're just, yeah, that is so nice. Oh yeah. You can add more here, maybe in the corners, just in case. Really interesting stuff. Okay, so this was Shebang from Neutrinode, and that was it for this video of 5 modules. Let me know what you think about this concept in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you enjoy what I do, consider becoming a Patreon. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and hit the bell. And have a good one.